Hi guys, I'm kind of back. I've had a little breakaway, and yeah, it was much needed. So I'm back today to kind of show you something and like kind of say what's been going on. So today I am back because I want to do like a short walkthrough of this absolutely astounding deck. That my friend created over a number of years, and it's finally out in the world. And this is the Oracle of Animal Soul Medicine by Sean Ryan. So a few weeks ago, I went to Avebury, and there's a shop there called a Hen Shop, and they had a copy, well, some few copies of Sean's deck in there. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, right, okay, I need to get this deck today, because if I don't, I'm going to regret it. So a little bit of a backstory. I've known Sean now for a few years. I think it was during lockdown when we first connected. And Sean kindly started to do a weekly online Zoom meeting for, it was like a gay man's health circle. Because, as you know, like a lot of us were struggling during lockdown, and so it was a lovely experience to, kind of be in a safe space with other men and chat about what's going on in our lives. And so we connected, and then we met in Avebury, spent the day together, and it was absolutely wonderful. And long story short, Sean had got some artwork, and I think he kind of put together his own deck. And I kept on saying, you need to kind of put this into a full deck. And when what it's like, an artist has to do it when they're ready. And then fast forward, and this is the final product. And so, first of all, I just want to say, Sean, I am super proud of you for everything you've done. And yeah, this is just amazing. This deck hasn't left my side since I've had it. I use it every day. I use it with my other cards as well, and it's become a soul deck in a short while. So the 73 cards of animal archetypes of wisdom and empowerment. And on the back of the box, it says, through years of spirit communion, 73 animal allies emerge as soul medicine, offering empowerment and guidance for all walks of life. Limited first edition of 150. Now, if you got this specifically from Avebury, which I did, because you can get this from Sean's website, there is a second edition coming out now. It's got a different picture on the box. If you got this from Avebury, you had a print in the box, a signed print of Sean's, and this is all the cards of Sean's original artwork, using various mediums. There's no digital art involved, no AI involved. It's all hand drawn, hand painted, as I said. And this is beautiful because these are the stones of Avebury, and there's the spirit animal on the back. So I am looking for a small frame to get this framed. And it says exclusive limited edition print for the Hen Shop in Avebury. Avebury and the surrounding Wiltshire landscape have held a special place in my creative and spiritual journey over the years. I have led workshops within this ancient stone circle and this venue. The land itself has been a constant source of inspiration for many of the images within the Oracle of Animal Soul Medicine. This limited edition print, The Guardian of Avebury, is offered exclusively through the Hen Shop as a bonus to accompany Oracle of the Animal Soul Medicine, and as a celebration of this deep connection. It's a thank you to the land that has given so much to this work. Sean Ryan, the Shaman's Horse. And you can find Sean over on Instagram as well, and that's his name, the Shaman's Horse. So what I'm going to do is I've transferred mine into this pouch. This was made by Giselle a few years ago for me. I never really kind of found a deck that I wanted to kind of house it in. So this is absolutely perfect for it. It's got like kind of animal print. It's got funky colours. Let me just take this ribbon off from round the button, and it houses the deck absolutely perfectly well, look, along with the guidebook as well. So this was made obviously for this deck. It was just waiting a few years to find the most suitable deck. Right, so let me just tell you a little about Sean. So Sean is an artist. He's also a shamanic practitioner. This is number 98 of 150, and it's signed by Sean as well. As I said, he's also a shamanic practitioner. He does drumming circles, art circles. He's just an all-round fantastic individual. And I love him to bits. And he's just such a lovely, lovely guy. So these images came to Sean through his meditation work and his shamanic journeying, and this is how he kind of brought the deck to life, and obviously through his other artworks as well. So all the animals have got certain meanings, and he's got the making of the deck, and yeah, so there's lots of information there about Sean, which I'm not going to read out. And there's Sean doing his painting, and he's also, what did I tell you, he's a drum maker as well. So understanding this deck as well, right, while the many people are familiar with the concepts of power animals or totems, my understanding is these beings are representations of ascended masters, energies that have chosen to appear in animal form to offer guidance, support and healing at this time in the history of Earth and its realms. These cards arrived during an intensive period of training, practice and integration of animistic and shamanic techniques, alongside many deep life changes and evolutionary initiations. So this deck has come from the heart, you know. It's not just been thrown together, you know, it's been worked on, you know. Sean's meditated and the images have come to him, as I said. How to work with the deck. So, you know, there's no rules really. You know, Sean has said create your own spreads, meditate with the artwork, allow the energy of the card. And then the book includes practices for integrating each card's energy into your life. Your own wisdom is the greatest guide. And there's a little blessing there as well. And then there is like a kind of blessing at the front there. And then we have the index, all in alphabetical order, because there's nothing worse, is there, than getting a deck and it's all over the place. So thank you, Sean, for putting everything in alphabetical order. And then we start at the beginning. So there are animals from different kind of kingdoms in here, you know. So you've got like, you know, the four-legged, the winged, you know, the water animals as well. And they are universal animals, so they're not all native to the UK. So there is kind of like a lot of different animal energies you can work with. And although Sean gives you information about each animal, you know, there's a few keywords at the top and some guidance and soul medicine and a blessing on each card. Obviously, if you have got your own kind of meanings and how the animal resonates with you, you go with that, you know, because, you know, as Sean says, you know, it's your own guidance that matters. And yeah, so like, I mean, use what you want. And like each card gets its own treatment all throughout the guidebook as well. So nothing skipped. And then you've got the story of one card. And so Sean's kind of saying the process. He began with a large blue canvas, working it up with chalk, slowly adding paint between drumming sessions. As the layers built, something deeper revealed itself, and this is about the whale, by the way. And so you can see the process of Sean's artwork and the animals who chose the deck, and then a final note and about the author there. So there you go. Sean spent 30 years in commercial creative work with brands including Levi's, BMW, so forth. And then his artistic path then turned towards soul-centered, earth-based practice, combining animism, shamanism, spiritual guidance and deep connection with a more than human world. And there about Sean practicing druidry in his exhibitions as well. So there you go. And it's theshamanshorse.com if you want to learn more about Sean. And so there is maybe a new deck coming soon, Oracle of the Psychopomps. So there you go. And then there's a gratitude, and there's Sean with Lenny the dog. Okay, so the cardstock is stunning. I think Sean mentions it. I think it's 410 GSM and it's beautiful. It fans out. It's completely matte. It's just lovely with a slight kind of coating, but not that horrible rose petal, which I am so glad of. So it's quite a weighty deck as well, you know. So it is kind of heavy, and I love that because yeah. So obviously, you know, I'm just gonna go through the cards. You know, I'm not gonna give like any meanings what I assign to the cards or anything. I just want to, you know, showcase Sean's beautiful artwork here. It is just incredible. You know, all you get at the bottom is the title of the animal as well, which I think is important because I think if you put like do an animal oracle and you put like say 3 or 4 keywords splashed on the bottom, that kind of limits your vision, and stops you then therefore from adding your own meaning. So I appreciate what Sean's done here, about just putting the title of the animal on. So it's absolutely gorgeous. I love this deck. It's vibrant, it feels alive, you know, the way Sean has kind of like, you know, the whole concept of it, you know, it's just so beautiful. And as I said, I've been using it and I've been journaling with it, and I'm getting my own list of, you know, keywords and things, you know, what kind of animal medicine, you know, I need to kind of work with, or what messages am I getting from the spirit world and things like that. So there are lots of different ways you can use this deck. On my Instagram the other day, I paired it up with the Shamanic Dream Tarot, which was just an absolute pairing match made in heaven. And it's just so lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the cards, and then I'm going to put an animal medicine card for, you know, the collective at the end, and then tell you guys like what message you have. So I'm going to read directly from the guidebook. So serpent, it's just the artwork just pops. It's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. See if I can do it this way, so my hand in the way. I love that donkey, I love the pinks. So it's so nice not to see kind of, you know, your normal standard generic, you know, animal deck. I absolutely love the Spirit of the Animals deck by Colette Baron Reid. But what spoils it for me is there's a little sentence on the bottom. That's the only thing that kind of spoils it for me. But if you're all new to animal medicine, it's totally fine. I just can't get over the you know, the movement in Sean's artwork as well. Recent, I think it was last year, that Sean did a workshop in Avebury, an art workshop, which I missed. But it would be so lovely to like kind of attend, you know. I mean, I'd never be able to like come up with something like this, like, but you know, just to kind of like draw your own spirit animal. It'd be really lovely. And that hand, I absolutely love it. And you do get a lot of cards as well for kind of, you know, a deck like this is 73, as I said. Cat, tortoise, the kind of little army hat on, and the peace signs, just adorable. And this swan gives me kind of like ethereal, kind of angelic, otherworldly vibes. Sorry about the noise in the background, guys. One of my favourite cards. And you could really like just sit there, Sean suggested in the guidebook, you know, to meditate with the cards and see what comes through. And you could also use the cards as well for shamanic journey sessions. That owl is so beautiful. I got this as a frame print from Sean a few years ago. It's stunning. It's just so beautiful. That is just stunning as well. Absolutely gorgeous. It's like you've got the two birds there, and it kind of makes up kind of a otherworldly spirit guide face or being or something. It's just so beautiful. And then finally Wolf. Absolutely incredible artwork, and the feeling you get from it, it's just gorgeous. So I'm going to pull a card now and see. I'll read from the guidebook to see like what message there is. Oh, so we've got Wolf, so he's just flipped out. Okay, so Wolf medicine. So the key words for Wolf are aloneness, vastness, solitude, collective soul, non-separation. The guidance is Wolf teaches that to be alone is not to be lonely, but to live in truth. Beyond connection, beyond separation, there is a vast stillness where the self dissolves and something greater begins. Aloneness is not exile, but entry into the everything. When you stop resisting your solitude, you awaken to the presence of all things. This is where communion truly begins. So the soul medicine is go to the wild or the quiet. Be alone without distraction. Let solitude deepen beyond story. Feel the ache shift to awe. This isn't isolation, it's recognition. The space you thought was empty is full of being. Listen. Something larger is speaking through your silence. And then finally, there's a blessing. May you find that your aloneness is not loneliness. May your solitude reveal not your separateness, but your soul's vast belonging. May silence become sacred communion. So there you go. That is such a beautiful message. And under each card as well, you have got like a little bit of text. The magic of being alone. Woodpecker, drum of the forest. White tiger, freedom from illusory fears. So this is absolutely gorgeous. It's an absolute honour to own Sean's work, and I'm sure that there's many people now who will probably be rushing off to order yourselves a copy. It's incredible, it really is. The backs, everything about it, it just ticks every single box for me. You know, it's just beautiful. It retails, by the way, guys, on Sean's website for £45 plus shipping. This was a little bit more expensive because it was the Avebury exclusive. I paid £60 for this one. But you know what? It's worth every single penny. I don't know why I'm putting them back in the box for. It's worth every single penny. I absolutely love it. And so to see something out there by someone who you know and somebody you have that much love and respect for, it's such a wonderful feeling, you know, that their kind of like life's work is out there for everyone else to enjoy. So thank you guys for watching. I will be back at some point this week because I've got the most wonderful Oracle deck to do a walkthrough, which was sent to me by the creator last week. And it's really, really lovely. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking around. Again, I am terrible at answering comments. I do try my best to answer them all. It's not because I don't care. I mean, when I've got some time off, I'll never like kind of even open YouTube. So, you know, this week obviously it'll be different because I'm in a better kind of headspace. And I think we all need to kind of disconnect to reconnect at times, don't we? And it's nice to kind of have like a little time away from social media. And so, yeah, thank you so much for always being around. I love you all. And that was a walkthrough of The Oracle of Animal Soul Medicine by Sean Ryan. And thank you for watching, guys. Sending love always.